In this video, we are going to hopefully finish up the rocker assembly. So at this point, we now have a fully working assembly. And maybe now you see why I changed the color of some of the parts. Otherwise, if this was all the same color, it would look a little bit dull. So we now have all 6 parts into one assembly, and they are all constrained so that I can't move this in any other way other than its intended design purpose, which is to rotate the gear arms like this. So now we are going to put this assembly onto a drawing file. So we're going to go File, New, and we've done Part, we've done Assembly, now we're going to do Drawing. And we're going to do a standard ANSI MM IDW for Inventor Drawing. And this time, we're not going to use a size A sheet. We're going to start using larger sheets. So we're going to go to File, right-click Sheet 1 for Edit Sheet. And we're going to make it size C. And we can leave it as ANSI large because it's a larger sheet. The larger title block now is fitting. And we're going to do our base view. But instead of bringing in part files, we are going to bring in the assembly file. So it brings in the assembly already. Actually, I don't think I saved this. So let's go ahead and save that first. So we're going to call this the rocker assembly. And now in the drawing file, the base, it defaults to bringing it in, but of course you can always open an existing file and then find wherever you saved it. But because I have it open right here, it thinks, oh, he probably wants that one. So you can give it a home view if you want. I actually prefer an edge, not a corner. So these are corners. I prefer an edge. And you can bring it in. Let's make it 2:1. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And before I hit OK, let's go ahead and look over here. We know what hidden line on and off means. I actually want hidden line removed if I'm bringing in the assembly. Over here is shaded. So I'm going to hit OK. And it gives me like that black and white one. I'm going to double click it. I'm actually going to turn shaded on because I want to see the pretty colors. And I want you to look at the connection between the way this is orientated versus the way this is. Notice how they're the same. Watch what happens if I give it a different one. And then I save it up. So you can choose the way you want it to look. I don't really have a preference. I guess that I like the way that looks. So you might have to move it around. Yeah, I think I like that. But again, you don't have to do it that way, but make it so it looks good. Okay. Next, I'm going to do what's called a bill of materials. So imagine this sheet right here being like the cover page of a stack of the papers. So the cover page, what does the cover of a book tell you? It tells you what the book is and some basic information about the book. That's what this is. So we're not really telling you on the cover page all the details and all the information about each of the individual parts. What we're telling you on the cover page is, hey, what is this stack or this set consisting of, and what is just the basic information about it. And then when you open up into smaller pages is where you would find the detail sheets. So if this was a full complete set, we would do this cover page, and then we would do a detailed dimension sheet for each of the individual parts. I'm not going to have you guys do that today. This is already a lot to chew on for 1 week. But in future lessons, you're going to be responsible for this cover page. And then, like we've been doing all semester, a detailed dimension sheet for the drive link, the center link, the web plate, the pegs, all those. So for this lesson, we are just going to do a cover page. So what I want to see is a bill of materials, like something that tells me what is the name of each of these parts, what's the material of it, and how many do we have. So we're going to go over to annotate, and we are going to create a parts list, a list of all the parts. So if I want to create a parts list, which one do you want to use? Parts list. So it's saying, okay, you want to create a part list of what? So select view, I'm going to select this. And I'm going to hit okay. Just hit okay. And then place it, I like it in the top right corner. And what was just placed? Okay. It just put a list of all our parts. And remember when we created all the parts, we entered a part number and the description? Inventor automatically labeled each of these. For those that have used AutoCAD, this is huge, how quickly and easily this has been updated. So it labeled each of these. We called each of the 6 parts 1 through 6. It tells you the quantity of each one. 1 center link, 1 drive link, 2 peg 10s, 2 peg 15s, 1 rocker link, 1 web plate. The part number, which we created when we created the iProperties tab, and then the description, which is the name of it. All done automatically for you that easily. When I do this, I like to get rid of extra white space to kind of keep it a little cleaner on my page. You can keep a little bit, it looks nice, but not too much. And the next thing is I want to label where these appear on the part. So, okay, which one is the center link? I see I have 1 center link and 1 drive link, but where is it? So you have to create labels. You might be tempted to do leader text and be like, okay, right here, and I know that one's a center link, so center link is 1. So, you continue. You might be tempted to do that way. No, much, much, much easier way. Let Inventor do it for you. These are called balloons. Balloons are where you label the part in the assembly that matches with the parts list. So I'm going to hit balloon, and this is the center link, so it should say 1. So I'm going to hit balloon, hit the corner, bring it out. When you click, it's going to keep letting you do 1,000,000 of them. I don't want that, so click where you want it to end, and then right click, continue. Boom. And now I have a nice, beautiful balloon label that says 1, which matches the center link right here. This is the drive link, so it should say 2. And it's not going in order because I'm doing it in that order. It's matching this. So let's intentionally do 6 as a web plate. 6 right here. The rocker link over here. And then you don't have to do both of the pegs. You only have to do one of the pegs for each of them. Like I don't need to do this one and that one. It's this one and then one of these two. That's it. We are done. Again, if we were to be formal and proper with the completion of this, this would be 1 page, and then we would have several individual pages, each one containing the dimensions of each of the parts. We're not giving any dimensional information. We're just telling you the overall assembly, the way it comes together, the name, and some basic information. Actually, there's one more thing I want to do. I want to tell you, or I want you to tell me, what material are each of these parts made out of? The parts list over here tells me the number, how many, the item number, or the part number I should say, and then the description. But it doesn't tell me what material it's made out of. I want to edit this parts list to include that information. So hit escape if you have something open, and then go to your parts list, and if I want to edit it, well, right click, edit parts list. And here is where that appears. I want to add a new column. So I'm going to go to the top left where it says column chooser. And here are all the available properties that you can create columns with. And here are the ones that it has. Notice how it's item, quantity, part number, description. Those are the 4 we already have. If I want to remove one of them, I can click it and then hit remove. I don't want to remove them, but that's how I could do it. If I want to add one, I choose one of these and then I add it over here. So I want to add material. And I'm going to hit add, and now it's over here. I think you can like rearrange the order. Yeah, you can rearrange the order if you want. I don't really care. Yeah, I guess we should make material at the bottom. And you know, just letting you see all the other things that you can add. So I'm gonna hit OK, and then OK, and boom. Now we add the material. Now we might have to go back again and clean this up. I also really like it when your information is all on one line. So I don't like it when it's 2 lines. I think that row width should be consistent. And we have all that room over here. So let's move this over so that it's on 1 line. And I think that looks good. Okay, now we're done. So we're going to go to File, Save As. We can call this Rocker Assembly again because the last time we saved it as Rocker Assembly, that was an assembly file. This is a drawing file. It won't be a confliction. And then we're going to go to File, Export, PDF. We can also call this a Rocker Assembly because it's a different file type, so it's not a confliction. And now with that PDF, we can go ahead into Canvas and upload it there. All right, we are done with our first assembly. I know this one was a lot more involved than other ones in the past, but hopefully you made it through.